Hello and welcome to the Daily Mill for Wednesday the 26th of July 2023. In today's Millwall news, more post-match comments from the manager and George Savilles about yesterday's game. We're starting off with this from londonnewsonline.co.uk, the South London Press's online website. Millwall boss outlines the lessons learned from Charlton pre-season draw. Millwall boss Gary Rowett was pleased that his players were given a test in the 2-2 draw with Charlton on Tuesday evening. The Addicts forced their hosts to come from 2-0 down to earn a draw as both teams continued their preparation for the new season, which starts in just 2 weeks' time. Millwall so far only had tests against two League Two sides in Gillingham and Sutton, winning both games and not conceding a single goal. The only exception to this was a behind closed doors contest against Premier League side Bournemouth last Saturday, which we lost 1-0, I believe. That's what I've heard. It's nothing official's come out, so I don't know. Speaking after the tie against the Addicts, Rowett said, "That was the whole point of it, playing Charlton. If you look at our pre-season, other than Bournemouth behind closed doors last Saturday, the challenge has been ramped up. The idea of this game was to get us closer to a championship game, which is never easy to do. Bearing in mind our first game of the season, there's going to be 17 to 18,000 people here. And today there's 3 or 4, which was a brilliant turnout, but is very different either way. There's a bit of you as a player sometimes when you try and protect yourself a little bit. Usually, the team a division below just puts a little bit more into it, shows a little bit more fight, which is not nice to see, but you have to accept as part of the process. It's about lessons. The one we learned from this was the one where that in the first half we didn't do well enough. In the second half it was much better, and some players have done themselves no harm." Is he talking about SA and Amaku and Billy Mitchell? I mean, it was literally when they came on, it was like a switch had been flicked. The energy was there to see, whereas before it's nothing. More, I think it's slightly different. This is from southwarknews.co.uk. Part of the process, Millwall boss reacts to topsy-turvy draw against Charlton. The Lions had to fight back from 2 goals down at then. Gary Rowett said Millwall's action-packed draw with Charlton is part of the process of pre-season, but admitted parts of the performance left him frustrated. The Lions had to recover from 2 goals down to avoid their first friendly defeat of the summer. Well-taken efforts from strikers Kevin Nisbet and Adomu Amaku in the second half undid the damage after Karoy, Anderson and Charlie Kirk struck for the Addicts before the break. Rowett said, "From a fan's perspective, it was quite entertaining for a pre-season game. There was an element of atmosphere from both sets of fans that you don't often get in a friendly. It was a little transition goals we conceded, and maybe highlights something these games are not seen by players as quite important. And that frustrates you as a manager. But you have to accept it's not a league game. It's not a game where there's 3 points on it. But managers and teams want to win, so you will understand there's a level of performance required that's probably more important. If you look at our pre-season, the challenges have been ramped up, and the whole point of this game was to get us close to the feel of a championship game, which is never easy to do. I've been a player, and there's a bit of you sometimes where you try and protect yourself in friendlies, and the team in the division below just puts a little bit more into it and show a little bit more fight. It's not nice to see sometimes, but you have to accept it's part of the process. Good lessons first half, didn't do well enough. Some good lessons second half, and some players have done themselves no harm." So basically the same thing, but a little bit more. Interesting, a little bit more was these games are not seen by players as quite important, and that frustrates you as a manager. So what we have is in the first half is the well-established first-team players who are almost guaranteed to start, sort of, and they're not putting the effort in. They're not trying. And then you come to the second half where you bring the youngsters on who have got something to prove, who need to make an impact. So then they start running the show and they bring it back to 2-0, to 2-2. What is it? Simply a matter of that, or I guess that could be it. That the guaranteed first team players were trying to protect themselves for a game that actually matters, whereas the players like Esse and Amaku, who probably know they're going to be having to come off the bench as impact players, They thought, okay, this is my chance to do something, and they did. So that may be it. That may very well be it. Well, we certainly do hope so, but I mean, surely as a player, you need to, maybe in next week's game, which is on Saturday's game, which is the last friendly before we play again away against Middlesbrough. Surely you need to turn up for that, and you actually have to make an effort for that and treat that as a real game in some way, because otherwise, do you think they can just turn up at Middlesbrough and just turn it on? Maybe they can. They're professionals. They've had a long way to go from. See, they've been doing this since they were kids, and at each level they've made the grade and made the step up. So you think they must know what they're doing by now. So we'll see, but it's a bit worrying, isn't it? Moving on to this from southwarknews.co.uk. George Savilles praises direct Millwall youngster after impact against Charlton. Aidomu Amaku came off the bench with 16 minutes to go and grabbed the equaliser. George Savilles was left impressed with teammate Aidomu Amaku after he came off the bench to grab an equaliser against Charlton. A fast and furious pre-season match had initially been controlled by the League One side, who took a 2-0 lead thanks to goals from Karoy Anderson and Charlie Kirk. But Millwall eventually found their feet at the Den and pulled level after goals by Kevin Nisbet and Amaku, with the 19-year-old charging through the Charlton defence before firing home. There's a picture of that happening right there. That is the goal. Amaku now has 2 pre-season goals in front of fans and is impressed with his explosive energy and power. Savilles revealed himself to be a fan of the Irishman. He said, "Yeah, he's young, he's enthusiastic, he's really positive, as you saw with his goal. He's direct, and he's only got one thing on his mind. You saw tonight, we brought him on and saw his intent. Sometimes that's what you need. He took his goal well, and I'm very pleased for him." Savilles took the positives from the friendly despite an imperfect Millwall performance in the first half. The midfielder added, "It's as good as pre-season gets for the fans. They saw goals, it was entertaining, high tempo. We can take a lot out of it, minutes under the belt. That's what you want out of a pre-season game. It felt more like a championship game. You saw that with the turnout. I thought they brought decent numbers as well. The atmosphere was good before the game. I felt like it was the same throughout the whole 90 minutes. It was a good workout for us." So there you go. George Savilles there saying, like, he's reiterating that it was just a workout. It's just a friendly. Don't worry. Don't worry, Mill fans. Don't worry. We're just getting match fit. Don't worry about it. Okay. I'm not worrying. Are you worrying? I don't know. Well, last friendly of pre-season is coming up on Saturday. And of course, you're probably going to have to keep an eye on this throughout the whole season as well. Travel updates, choo-choo trains. Is it drivers on strike? I think the signal people, they sorted out their things, just the drivers now. And probably the ticket office people now, because they're closing literally every ticket office going. They're closing them all down, which is, maybe they're trying to save some money to give them the pay rise. I don't know what's going on there, but a bit weird. So here we go. Mill will wrap up their 23-24 pre-season campaign at home to Fortuna Sittard on Saturday, 29th of July. That's this Saturday. Kickoff is at 12:30. I think initially it was at 1, then it's moved to 12:30. So if you didn't know that, now you do. Usually, the quickest and easiest way to reach the Den is by train via South Bermondsey Station. But strike action will mean extremely limited services will run to the station on the day. Matchgoers are strongly advised to check their journeys before leaving using this website. What do you think that's going to be? That's tflgov.plan a journey, which is absolutely useless now, because when you go to use that, literally, so you go onto the Transport for London, public transport, you're trying to figure out how to use public transport to get from A to B, and if you're on your phone, you've got to scroll all the way down because the top 2 results are how to walk there and how to cycle there. which is absolutely fucking useless because it's public transport you're trying to fucking find out, and they give you that shit. Fantastic, that is, isn't it? On your bike, son. On your bike. Oh, I was hoping to catch a bus actually. Can you tell me which bus I need to catch? Oh, well, you can get a bike. It's greener. Fuck off. Nearby stations include Surrey Quays, which can be reached on London Overground and London Bridge, from which the Jubilee line will be available to travel to Bermondsey, a 20-minute walk to the Den. Though strike action may mean some of these stations are out of action, so please check your journey as soon as possible. There are also numerous bus routes stopping in close proximity to the Den, including the 21, the 53 and 172, which will get to the Old Kent Road, P12 to Wilderton Road, the 1 and 381 to Rother Avenue Road, and the 47, 188 and 225 to Surrey Quays. For a full overview of getting to the Den, please click here, which is a page from Millwall called millwallfc.co.uk/supporters/getting to the Den. Let's click on it actually. Great, fantastic. Oh no, here we go. So getting to the Den. And it tells you how to get to the Den. So there you go. And notice how they put train at the top, then bus, then car. No mention of fucking bicycles or walking to the Den. Aha. Okay. So there you go. Moving on to this. We're going to finish with this. So Oxford United emerges frontrunners to sign Championship striker on loan, which is weird because we accepted a bid from them. And then Tyler Burey said, no, I'm not going there. But now he's saying he's going to go there. So he doesn't want to go there permanently, but he wants to go there on loan now. Or they're trying to sort out a loan deal. This is what I mentioned this before in a previous video. Once I heard that, I think Gary Rowett was asked why Tyler Burey isn't involved in the first team friendlies. And Gary Rowett said, well, he's not going to be here, so I don't want him involved in the first team. And he did play for the under-21s at, where did they play? Bromley. He did play in that game. So he's been training with the under-21s and playing for the under-21s, even though he's 22. So yeah, Gary Rowett has literally said he's not going to be here. So we had the Oxford. That was after the deal with Oxford United came out. But Oxford United had a bid. Well, we don't even know if it was Oxford United. We heard that a League One club had a bid accepted by Millwall for Tyler Burey, and then it's come out that it was Oxford United that were the ones. And then he's like, Tyler Burey's like, no. And then you're hearing like, well, he wants to play in a championship, so he thinks there might still be a championship team coming for him. And I said this might go literally right to the last day of the transfer window, and then they'll just do a loan deal and loan him out. And here we go. It's back to Oxford United, and they're trying to sign him on loan. So maybe they're trying to do what we do various times over the last few seasons: is that you loan someone, you put in a deal in it for a fee or something to convert that loan into a permanent transfer. Maybe they're trying to sell themselves to Tyler Burey. Like, come here for 6 months until January, or a season-long loan, whatever. I think his contract he still has more years left though. There's 2 years left. So maybe come here on loan, and then if you like it, then sign permanently. So that might be what they're trying to do here. So this is from the 72.co.uk. It's a EFL blog. Oxford United leading the race to sign Millwall striker Tyler Burey on loan as per Football Insider. Burey, 22, played in 24 championship games for Millwall last season, scoring just one and assisting another. Yeah, because not really a striker. He's not a striker. He's a forward. I would call him a forward. Call him a winger. Not really a striker. The versatile attacker can play on either flank or down the middle, but struggles to find form at Millwall since joining from AFC Wimbledon's youth sides. Burey has now had a total of 3 seasons in and around the senior side in the second tier, but he struggled to hit the ground running in all of them. Manager Gary Rowett has previously said this summer his future at the club is in doubt, with the Millwall's reluctant to play him during pre-season due to speculation on whether he'll be a Millwall player this summer. That's what I just told you. Now it has been claimed that League One's Oxford United are looking at a loan deal for Burey, with the third tier potentially a good opportunity for Burey to find his feet in a senior game. The 22-year-old still has plenty of time to adapt his game and have a successful career, but the feeling is that his loan spell could be crucial to his future at the Den. Nope. No. I don't know who wrote that, but that's wrong. Millwall will be hoping to have another campaign pushing towards the top 6 of the second tier this season, and that would have likely seen Burey once again on the fringes of the senior side. Again, no, I don't think so. I think he's been superseded by Romain Esse, which he was when he was 17. The Burey was 22 and Romain is 17. And he already looks like he's better than him. It's kind of different because he's playing in the middle, but then you've got Adamu Maku, who I think is just maybe 2 years younger than Tyler Burey, and you've seen what he can do. At Oxford United, he could become a regular striking option for Liam Manning. The third tier side have already had the likes of Mark Harris and Ruben Rodriguez to their striking department, so Burey may be deployed as more of a winger should he complete the move to Oxford United this summer. We hope the London-born attacker has a solid campaign in League One before returning to Millwall next summer as a more well-rounded player. No. Thomas Kelly Hansford? No, not really. You've got that wrong. I think it's literally he wants to leave. We've accepted a bid. He didn't want to go to the club that who bid. Now they're trying to sign him on loan. So okay, if you won't come here permanently, how about a loan? If you like it, then come here permanently. Yeah. And on that note, thank you for watching and goodbye.